Hi, this is Dave Philippi with FabCAD, and welcome to FabCAD 2016. If you notice, you'll see there are some major changes in how everything looks. Now, when the program starts up, you're going to come up to what is called a start page, and here you can look at all the drawings that you have recently opened with a little bit of a thumbnail and a description, and it seems to hold a whole lot of these drawings here. If it's ones that you're going to be using all the time, you can pin the drawing and it'll automatically move to the top and stay there until you're done working with it. So here we also have all the templates here. FabCAD templates are down here, and then it's already set up. You just click Start Drawing, and up pops the screen. So you see we have what's considered a low contrast color here to reduce eye strain if you're sitting behind a monitor for any length of time. You'll also notice that across the top, any open drawings, there are tabs right here. You can easily access these, and then you can add new drawings, a fresh drawing here, or you can just delete your drawing as you go. But it's easy to get to any other open drawings that you happen to have open. When you look at the ribbons, they're all pretty much the same. They're just colored differently. There are going to be some new commands in here that I'll be showing you. And at the bottom is all your tabs, your layout tabs are here at the bottom. And over on the bottom right, you have all your ortho and your snaps and all those other items that you're used to having. And then at the very bottom right corner, you click on this, you have all of your different items that you can turn off or turn on, whatever you happen to use the most. You can just click those on and have those ready at your fingertips at the bottom. Now the two big new features, in my opinion, are the auto rail features. I'm going to show you a couple of those in a second, and also how easily PDFs can now be zoomed and panned. In the older versions, when you brought in a bunch of PDFs, things were kind of slow moving around the screen, but with this new version, you'll find that everything moves around a whole lot easier. So when I click on the horizontal rail program, you'll notice here the screen looks pretty much the same. I'm import a template and click OK and go to Next. We've added a back button if you needed to go back to change something, and then I click Draw, and I pick a point. It pretty much draws the same way, but you'll notice that it also has total cost and total weight. This has been added as probably the main feature we've added this time around, and I'll show you where you do that. You just go to Customize Material Selection, and like for square tube, you'll notice when I edit this, there's new columns added there, unit cost and unit weight. And you just key those in, and those are permanently saved, and they'll always come up every time that you pick that item. You also, if you don't want that to show up, you just go in here to the Customized Bill of Material, and you can turn off the columns here if you want to do that. And just have a bare cut list. Now I'm going to draw a few lines to show you some new preview features that are now available in FabCAD. So when I go to the fillet command and I want to fillet 2 lines, you see how you get a preview there and it's blue? Much easier to see what's going to happen before you do it. When I go to trim and right click, you notice that it grays out the area that I'm planning on trimming. If I go to extend, right click, you see what it's going to look like before it actually executes. So there's a lot of visualization there. Another cool thing that I like is when you do I'll do the copy command here and pick a point. You see there's a little like a badge next to the cursor. It pretty much tells you what command you're in, so you make sure you're in the right command. It's a handy little tool there. So like if I do rotate and I rotate all of this, you notice there's a rotate badge there right next to the icon. One of the coolest commands is this new dimension command, and all I do is click that. You notice when I get to the line here, it's giving me a line. If I click here and click here, I get the angle. Is that cool? All right, if I draw a circle, let me draw a circle over here. Draw an arc. I click dimension. It just knows what it's sensing, and it gives you go over here, and that's just how it works. It's really pretty cool. See, pretty fast dimensioning there. Another helpful thing in dimensioning is when I want to go to the endpoint. When you get to the endpoint and there's a dimension line nearby, the program will not sense the endpoint of the dimension line. It's only going to pick the endpoint of that rail. Zoom up here real close. See, it doesn't pick it. It only picks the endpoint of the railing. Isn't that cool? That way you don't dimension the wrong thing. A lot of times you'll be a half inch off because the old dimension command would pick the endpoint of the dimension line. Now it does not recognize it. But if you need to use a dimension as a reference, it will recognize the midpoint, but not the endpoint. Okay. There's also a new snap. When I click on line and I go down here, there's a new snap called geometric center. So it goes to the center of the rectangle. That cool? Draw a line, geometric center of that polygon. It'll also take the geometric center of any polyline structure that you make, any odd shape. It'll snap to the geometric center of whatever it is that you create using polylines. We also have enhanced the revision cloud. So we have a rectangular revision cloud. So when you click on this, it's easy to adjust. Okay. We also have another revision cloud choice, polygonal. Like that. So we have another option. I clicked object and I click on this circle, and that's a revision cloud. And when I click on it, I can then easily adjust that. Like that. You can do it with any polygonal shape. Ellipse, rectangle, whatever it is you want to work with. I've inserted some PDFs in here so you can see what I'm talking about how easy it is. See, I've got 4 of them in here, and they move around easy. Very easy to work. A couple of the features about these tabs across the top, you hold the mouse over them, you can see all the layouts, different pages. Also previews that. And then if you're done with everything and you just want to work on this one drawing here, just right click on this and it gives you the option to close all other drawings and just keep up the one that you have active. And there you have just the 2 that you need. For those of you who have older versions or current users of our latest AutoRail, you may not remember all the features that we have. Like on the StairRail program, I'll import a template. We now have grab bars, handrails, or you could uncheck and just to do wall mount rails. It'll draw the stairs that go with it. Okay, and when I draw this, we have the command called rail wipeout. When you click this, it sets the handrail in front. The pickets are still there, but the handrail shows in front like it's supposed to. So that's a quick overview of FabCAD 2016. We'll be adding other little mini movies on YouTube showing you how other commands work differently. But we wanted to show you the big features that are out there. And any other questions, you just give us a call at our 800 number, 800-255-9032, and be happy to do a little live demo, give you more of an orientation with all the new features that we have to offer this time around. Goodbye.